Well, so the bloodroot, when it's younger, the leaf is a little less complete. As it grows up, then it really gets lanceolated or lobular like this. And it has red sap and a bright red root as you break it apart with the sap in it. And so it's called bloodroot Sanguinaria canadensis. There's only one Sanguinaria, and it is in the poppy family, which is the family with all the um, with all the colored saps, like opium with the white and chelidonium with um, yellow. This has bright red. So signature for the blood, and this really deranges the blood mighty quick. You just have a drop or two on your tongue and you feel like headache, like blood surging all over the place. Whoa. It's not the heart, I don't think either. It's the capillaries or something. It's opening and closing different shunts, shunting the blood around, which maybe you need, but it's powerful medicine. So it was used in the 19th century by herbalists and herb doctors more than now because they didn't have antibiotics. So this would be used for very bad bronchitis or pneumonia with a deep infection, coughing a lot with the only time I've used it is unstoppable coughing. It's like any normal person would have gone to the hospital, but not all my clients are normal people. And it's extremely heating and warming, and so it's good for old people or a deep infection that you need to get out that's well established. Like, we have our energetics of hot and cold, and sometimes you can't really tell if something's hot or cold, but generally acute diseases are hot because they're attacking, and chronic diseases, chronic lung problems are cold because they've been there so long. The tissue has died down, and they are they need stimulation again to start up again. So use number one, it's very badly deep hacking infected or lots of bacteria. See, bacteria come in when the tissue's cold. They are adventitious. They're eating up leftovers, and the depressed tissue state or cold is what you get that brings in bacteria and parasites. Viruses, it's different. So we have that use. That's use number one. I remember little old Native American woman I knew who talked about using it when they were kids, like the patent medicine they had in their father and stuff, how important it was with a bad infection. Okay, then second use, 1875, and at that time still an explorer in a sense, somebody exploring, some person on the north shore of Lake Superior talked to the Native American Indians there, that would be Anishinaabe Ojibwe, and learned about the use of bloodroot for cancer. And it is what's called an escharotic, which is something you apply. So you take that end of the root and you rub it on the bad wart or growth, and it kills it because cancer has a slightly higher, and it selects the cancerous tissue over the other tissue nearby, although it'll kind of burn everything to some extent, but it really burns the cancer because cancer has a higher metabolic rate. And because of that, it can be overheated more easily and killed that way. So escharotics, it's in the medical dictionaries. It's a known way of killing cancer, and we have herbal ways of doing that. So this became the basis of what was called black salve, which is still on the market. There's two black salves. One was Dr. Christopher, and that just is, I don't know what he made that for, but it's not a cancer killing. It's a different thing. Then there's the black salve that's illegal, that FDA is always trying to break in and get people. But if you know this plant, you don't need to worry about the FDA. Oh, there's the seed head there, by the way. Okay, so it's extremely excoriating, and I had a suspicious mole or wart here, and I put it on for a couple days, dabbed a little bit on, I had the salve, and sure enough it burned down in there, and it burned not all the way to the bottom layer of the skin. So in my opinion it was not cancer, it was just a wart or something like that, which is okay. And that got rid of that, and then gee, I made the mistake of just lightly going over this whole area, which is kind of cancer prone, and wow, that was all inflamed. Terrible. It was inflamed for about 2-3 weeks there. So lots of people have had other experiences, more dramatic. I've known one guy who actually would put it in capsules and take it into the stomach. Now the stomach's tougher than your skin actually, and then it would get into his system, and he had bone cancer. And he had been given 1 to 2 months to live by his general practitioner, who sent him then to the Mayo Clinic, and they confirmed that. It's rather terrible when it's one of your neighbors, of course. And then he knew about the black salve, so he got that. And I met him, he was 7 years into surviving with the black salve. But I'll tell you, he was in so much pain. He said, I feel like I'm attacked by 12 demons, and I pray to God, please just make it 7 demons. And he did die within a year, but he lived 7 more years. That gave his family a long time to spend time with him. Well, if we knew now what we knew then, we would have been giving him monotropa or ghost pipe for cancer pain, which helps you get above the pain and other kinds of pain too. Well, that's use number 2. It's quite an extensive use. It's always being smuggled all over the place, or it's on the line, or yeah, I remember there was one company that they had their office and everything. The FDA raided it, took all their stuff, but they had another office all set up in secret. So it just was one step ahead, you know. In this business, you expect it. This is because FDA does not like the idea that lay people treating cancer by themselves, saving, you know, but with the cost of medicine nowadays, what the heck? I've known people that just consistently treated themselves with skin cancer. They had this little scar and so on. You might want to take non-scarring, well, calendula certainly. This didn't scar it for me, but calendula, oak bark will reknit a little bit. Okay, that's use number 2. Use number 3. In homeopathy, it's used for migraine headache, and remember what I said about it deranging the blood. So what it causes, it will cure, and like surging of blood to the head and pounding migraine. And it's specific for a migraine that starts in the morning and builds and builds until noon and then declines until afternoon. Now, I have actually found over the years, almost always I use its cousin, chelidonium or celandine, which has the great light sensitivity, which has the yellow sap, which is excellent for migraines that start in the back of the head in the occiput, come up over the side and into the eye with the light sensitivity down to gallbladder 36. They follow the gallbladder meridian there. And they start in the gallbladder or liver down there. Sometimes if you're sensitive, go over the bone back there, the scapula, up the neck to that spot. Most people aren't aware of it until it gets there. So I use that. They could be used. This could probably be used instead, but I prefer that one. Yeah, Now, that's 3 uses, and that's all I know, and I don't use it very often, but it has its niche. It's one that you should know because I think it's illegal now to sell. Oh, it's use number 4. The day it's in, I think it's Sensodyne toothpaste. I might have the wrong brand. Viadent. And it helps get rid of
periodontal disease.
I thought it was plaque, but it may be periodontal disease. It's quite a stimulant. It has to be diluted or purified, Viadent. The day that went on the market, you may have noticed this. I noticed this in the herb store. The FDA banned it for Bloodroot for internal consumption because they didn't want people making their own toothpaste, and they're really right about that. Like, yeah, I don't know how you can make your own toothpaste out of this without having a chemical company. You'd really have to dilute it and extract things and whatnot. So that's not what we use. I know plaque, strawberry leaf is used for that, and there's many other things for periodontal disease. So there's many options there. So take that, FDA. But I remember that the very day. Okay.